Happy Memorial Day, everybody, and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Oakland A's, episode 14, and we continue to I don't want to say, we're 4 games out of first place. We're like 5 games out of a wild card or something, so I struggle, tread water, whatever term you want to use, that's what we're doing. We were 10-6. So we are 2-11 in our last 13 games, which obviously isn't good, and I don't really know what to do. I think we have, for the first time, this is the best lineup we've put out there in our whatever this is 7th season together, 6th season, 7th season together. We're in 2028 at this point. Our pitching staff has been absolutely atrocious, especially behind Joey Estes has only had 1 bad start. It was his last start. He gave up 6-6, or the start before that. Or I guess his last 2 starts, he's been really bad. But his first 3 starts, he was fantastic. We're 6-3 with Gleason and Estes on the mound. We're 0-10 when anybody other than Gleason or Estes starts, and that's obviously not going to get it done. That being said, the options are limited. At least from a starting pitching perspective. We've got Arias, Parker, Church, Guerra, all in AAA from a hitting perspective. But from a pitching perspective, it's pretty bare. We got David Grew, who we picked up last season, Michael Burrows, who we picked up last season as well. But other than that, the pitching cupboard for the Oakland A's is pretty bad. So I don't know necessarily what the right answer is, but it might be, especially given that we have some money for extensions, it might be looking to see what we have in terms of upcoming starting pitcher free. We have 37-year-old Zach Wheeler, 29-year-old Jay Groom. Okay, so not much. And they're both wrecked. I would love to bring in Jay Groom. Can we get Jay Groom for not much, given that he's wrecked and that his contract is almost up? Yeah, we can't. I'm not against trading some of our prospects for a pitcher, given that our offense, if we bring in a bat, we're not really going to bench any of these players, right? We either have young players that we're trying to give time to develop, or we have established veterans and kind of nothing in between. So I'm happy with the lineup. They're just not currently hitting. So let's just take a look and let's just see what's available. So let's try to find 55. Let's just go 55, 55, 50 and see what we get. So you got Gregory Santos, who's a free agent. Can we give him no signing bonus? If we can bring him in, we'll bring him in. Peniel Otano. I'm just curious. Like, if we say here, have Kevin Parker, and they would need to obviously retain. See, that's the problem, is they're not going to retain. Yeah, okay, so that won't work, at least with that team. We need to find a team that has money where they could actually retain the contract for the year. Angel Bastardo, Willie Garib. Yeah, see, the Cubs are loaded with young talent. Drew Gray. He struggled, but looks like a good pitcher. Willie Garibay, he's number 44 prospect in baseball. If I asked you to give me Drew Gray and retain his contract, and I said, here, have Jonathan Munoz, have Kevin Parker. Yeah, see, this is the issue I'm running into, is even if I wanted to trade for a pitcher, I can't, because with the trading difficulty set where it is, nobody's willing to give anything up. So I think we just sort of have to roll with what we have and hope that Webster, Thomas, and Nastrini can sort it out. From an offensive perspective, Poisson is having his worst season by far out of the chute here. 55 OPS plus. Hopefully he's able to turn that around. Castellanos, who was our quote-unquote big offseason acquisition, is at negative .4 WAR. He's not hitting. He's got 1 home run. Kenny Gomez isn't hitting. Alex Kirilloff is... he's got 15 RBIs, but 650 OPS, 76 OPS plus. Santabria, Pacheco... Santabria and Pacheco, well, really Santabria is the only one who's really hitting. We only have 3 players that are over 100 OPS plus, so I have to hope that some of these players will rebound a bit. And then from a pitching perspective, it's been just as bad, which is, weird, I guess. Gleason's been really good. Garcia's been good. Hansen's been good. Depperman has gotten off to a good start. Our bullpen has actually been the one bright spot. Garcia, Hansen, Depperman, Franklin, Hancock have all been good. Maybe we do this. Maybe we move Hancock into the starting rotation for a bit just to see if that does anything. He can't pitch today because he's tired. So we are going to go to strategy. We are going to bench him for 2 days. And we will put Nastrini out there, and then Hancock will become a starter in a couple of days. So let's sim ahead a few days and see if anything changes here for us. We're 12-17. Make it 12-18. We win there. So Santos, I mean, I would like to bring him in. And I don't know why. He was dominant for St. Louis this year. Problem is I don't have any money. I need like $400,000 from somebody in order to make this work. So, all right, well, I can't make that work right now. I mean, I could trade for cash, but I don't know that's going to make any difference. So we win again with Gleason on the mound. Cartwright goes 3 for 4. Poisson hits a 3-run homer. Gleason goes 5. Depperman continues to be really good. Let's see if we can get 2 in a row here with our 2 best pitchers on the mound. Games 2 and 3 against the Mets, and we do. Okay, so we win with Gleason on the mound. We win with Estes on the mound. Poisson has a home run in back-to-back games. Estrada, the Rule 5 guy we picked up, 271, 386, 390 so far for a 22-year-old. I will take it. Has 2 doubles. Castellanos with a double. Cartwright already has his 10th double. So now we should be able to pitch Hancock. Put him in there for Nastrini. Make him a long reliever. We get a day off before 3 games in Miami. So we go from New York down to Miami, back up to Toronto. Sure. 2-game series against the Marlins. And now we need some wins from some pitchers other than Estes and Gleason. We need Gage Webster to pitch well. And Kevin Parker is absolutely destroying AAA ball. The problem is I don't know where to put him in my lineup. I mean, he's a first baseman with those ratings, but we've got Kirilloff, who's not... he's hitting... See, here's the deal. When we call up Parker, put him at first base. Kirilloff becomes our left fielder. Santabria becomes our... we have one too many bats. So Castellanos, I have to believe he's going to hit. He's literally hit every year of his career except for this season. So we're going to leave it the way it is for now. Munoz is destroying AA as well. So we got a couple hitters that are ready to go, that are performing, but... they're blocked right now, and that'll be, if we are out of the race, Kirilloff and Castellanos likely get traded at the trade deadline. We call up Parker and we just go from there. So let's see how this goes. First game on the road against Miami with somebody other than Estes or Gleason on the mound. It's a 5-4 loss. So yeah, we can't win if Estes and Gleason aren't out there. So Webster, 4 innings, 3 runs. Castellanos homers. All right, game 2 without Gleason or Estes on the mound is a 3-2 win. All right, Jacob Stallings is going to retire at the end of this season. Okay. So we win this game 3-2. We pick up 2 in the 8th. Thomas pitches okay. Depperman gets the win. Hansen and Garcia get it done. Poisson with another home run. Castellanos with home runs on back-to-back days. We got a very tough Alex Galvin to face here in Game 3 of the series against Miami. And it's a 7-2 win. All right. A 7-2 win. So Pacheco, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Poisson, 2 more hits. Kirilloff, 2 hits. Kenny Gomez drives in 3. Emerson Hancock goes 5 2/3, gives up 2 runs. That is what I wanted to see. So, yeah, it's been a decent start to the month, 5-2. We got the Blue Jays for 3. So Jacob Stallings is going to retire at the end of this season. Interesting. So what would, because we're not going to be catchers next season. So Murphy only wants 3 years at $7 million. So that's a reasonable deal if he can hit 240, 250, put up a couple of WAR. Yeah, Manny Trevino, man. I would love to get him additional playing time, but it's just not working. So let's try to trade him for a pitcher and call it a day. Yeah, and there's lots of pitching that we can get here. I mean, there are some decent names, it looks like. 21-year-old. He's not very good, though. Brian Cabello looks okay as another option. Christopher Soriano. So what if we added to this? What if we added, I don't know. Is there somebody that we're not all that fussed about? What if we added Omar Lopez? I can't because he was drafted last season, right? Huerta, Estrada. Nope, that's the Rule 5 guy. Munoz, Parker, Aldridge. I don't want to trade at all. Huerta, Pino, Perez, I don't want to trade. Maybe Sarabia? I mean, he's really good defensively. But maybe. Let's see what sorts of options we can get. He's not that good. Our scout likes him, but yeah, not with those ratings. Ethan Robinson, good movement, ground ball pitcher. Not worth giving up both of those players, though. Tim Baird. Again, the issue is the fact that we don't have any money this season. So it's going to require the AI to retain the entirety of the contract, and you can't do that from this page. So I have to go into the trade screen and say, all right, well, you need to retain. So Trevino and Sarabia is what we're looking for here. So let's go to players. Let's go to starting pitchers again. And let's bump that a little bit. Let's drop that to 50. Let's go 65. Let's do it like that. Give me Jackson Ferris for Munoz and Sarabia. Are we even close? It's insulting. Okay, that's fair. Figured I would ask. The Royals have 3 pitchers that meet that criteria. Wow. Okay, that's why they're as good as they are, I guess. Yeah, we're not going to be able to trade for any of these players. Wow. Oh, that's right. He was in the Jose Rodriguez deal. Seattle traded Jose Rodriguez for this guy, Connor Eisenman. Let's drop stuff down to 60. Yeah, that opens up a whole bunch more. But I don't want someone who's 30 or 31. Number 21 prospect. I thought about signing Ired during spring training or during free agency, and at this point I really wish I had. Chris Cinta. Again, they need to retain. And Sarabia, no. Parker. Yeah, like it's crazy. There's just nobody wants to no one's willing to I mean, I guess it's not crazy that no one's willing to trade their young starters, but like I can't even get a bite, you know what I mean? Like I can't even get them to begin to negotiate. Young Gun Cho, 29-year-old. You would have to retain. No player that make that work. But if I start, get real. Okay, Manny Trevino, Sarabia. Freddie Tarnock. It's a waiver claim. It's not where I wanted to go. My mouse is jumping all over the page. All right. I have to move Trevino, though. He's just not hitting. And I got to get somebody else out there. So what if we did him and let's just try him. Carter Shepard, we traded to the White Sox a couple years ago. Decent stuff, 3 good pitches. He looks okay. Marco Fuentes, extreme fly ball. 24-year-old Waylon Santana, no. Wally Pierre, good control. Cabello is interesting. He's got 5 pitches. Was really, really good in Double-A last season. Got off to a pretty good start in AAA this year. I mean, that's an option with the Twins. Aiden Jimenez. Looks like maybe he got rushed a little bit. It's a second-round pick in 2020. Well, I guess not. In 2025, 2026, he was in high A, and then he went to maybe rushed a little bit. He should probably still be in the minors, but low work ethic. And hang on just a minute, guys. Sorry about that. Garage door. So, I made a deal, or I made an offer. I don't think it's going to go through. I don't really know that it's that good a deal, to be honest with you. But you can see all the different offers we made here that the AA wasn't interested in. We made an offer to St. Louis where we would send them Trevino, P.D. Halpin, and $550K for, here, I'll show you. Cade Boxrucker, a 25-year-old, good stuff, good movement, good control, 3 good pitches, ground ball pitcher, not a ton of stamina. Excuse me, but could be a decent pitcher for us. I don't suspect that they are going to accept that offer, but we will see. So let's keep Simmons. So we're 5-2 this month. We're on the road, 3 in Toronto, 3 in New York before coming home. Game 1 is a 7-5 loss. So much for a good start to the season. So they would give us, so they would do it if we gave them Sarabia. So if we remove this and then give them Sarabia, I'd rather give you Guerra, honestly. So Trevino and Guerra for Cade Boxrucker gives us another pitcher. A couple players that aren't going to be part of it for us. Can we get anything else back? Because I'm okay with this. Boxrucker would immediately become a starter for us. Sometimes you can find hitters like this that aren't rated, and for whatever reason the AI doesn't value them. So, it's always worth it to ask. Always worth it to ask, even if you get the "Are you nuts?" response. Danny Rincon. He was drafted last season. No. I'm going to pull the trigger here. Bring in Cade Boxrucker for Manny Trevino and Luis Guerra. We've lost 2 straight games in Toronto. So, yeah, I mean, not that it was our pitching that necessarily did it, but like Cassius Thomas is not pitching. Justin Brule, I mean, he's listed as let's get him out there. I mean, he's a better pitcher than that. That's just ugh. Yeah, these 2 guys are not pitching well. Avoid high leverage. We're going to send Cassius Thomas to the minor leagues for now. Let him get some work down there. Bring Boxrucker in. Get him in the rotation. And I got to call up one more bat. I think it will be... It's going to be Cardin, just because we know he can hit. All right, so we've lost 2 straight in Toronto. We've lost 3 out of 5. Can we avoid the sweep? We win 8-0. There you go. Poisson 2 for 4. Stallings with a grand slam. We get home runs from Stallings, Poisson, Estrada, and Hins. Webster pitches 5 shutout innings. And now we are on to New York for 4 games. Another win, 6-5. We go 4 in the 9th, but we were up 6-1. So Boxrucker went 5 1/3, struck out 7. That is a good start. Our closer struggled. Yeah, he's not pitched well this year, so let's take a look at that as well. Home runs from Castellanos and Murphy. What changes can we make here? Hansen as the stopper is working, so we'll just leave him there. Let's make Cole Franklin the closer for now. Make Garcia a middle reliever. Get rid of high leverage. Hansen and Depperman have been our 2 best pitchers. See if that makes any difference. All right, so game 2 in New York. 3-2 loss. And was that with... That was with Hancock on the mound. So we put Depperman... Man, this game sometimes. All right, game 3. This should be with our ace on the mound. It's a 7-3 victory. Yep, Gleason on the mound. 5-2 now, gives up 3 and 6. Garcia, Hansen, Brule do their job. Reese Hins hits another home run. In fact, I got to get him out there some more. So let's... Oh, I don't have backup middle infielder until what's-his-name comes back. And that's an issue. When do I get Acuna back? I get him back in a week. All right. So I think for the time being, then Cardin goes down. And, I mean, I don't want to start the clock on Parker or Arias for that matter. So where is... Bring up Martin Gonzalez to back up for the next week. At second and short. Reese Hins can back up at first and third. Same thing here, except Hins will be the DH every 5th game because we know he can hit lefties. And then Gonzalez and Gonzalez. All right. So game 4 against the Yankees, looking for 3 out of 4. We got Estes on the mound. It's a 5-2 win. So we do win 3 out of 4 against New York. So Kirilloff, 1 for 3, couple RBIs. Kenny Gomez, 2 for 5, a couple of RBIs. Pacheco, a couple hits at the top of the order. Arias, 2 hits. Estes goes 8 and gets the win. We get home runs from Kirilloff and Kenny Gomez. We're 20-22, 2 games out of first place. And now we got Seattle and Houston. So we got some divisional games here. Seattle's half a game ahead of us, and we're at home. So let's see how this series goes. Big series. Take 2 out of 3 here. We win 3-1 and 11. So that's 5 out of 6 we've won. Castellanos 4 for 5. Poisson starting to come around, up to 250, 8 home runs, 29 knocked in. Webster goes 4. Nastrini bullpen was really good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shutout innings out of our bullpen. Webster only goes 4 innings, but that works. All right. Can we take the second game at home against Seattle? These are games we need to win. 6-5. Another walk-off victory. RBI single from Kenny Gomez to walk it off. So we get 2 hits from Sanabria. Sanabria, 2 hits. 2 hits from Poisson, 2 hits from Castellanos, 2 hits from Gomez, 2 RBIs. From Stallings, Boxrucker doesn't pitch particularly well, but Kubicek and Brule get the job done. And we look for the sweep and to move back over 500. Let's get to 23-22, and then we'll breathe for a second. 7-1 loss. So we're 22-23. We are half a game behind Seattle, a game and a half behind Texas, 3 games out of the wild card. Our bullpen has been really good. Offense is starting to come around a bit. We're up to 10th in runs scored. Still not great, but for us, I'll take it. We got some people that are hitting. Poisson is on pace for 29 and 104, so he's on his way back. Got off to a rough start. Castellanos is starting to hit a little bit. Kirilloff is not. I'm thinking Alex Kirilloff might be the first one to go, and Kevin Parker replaces him. But we're going to give it a little bit more time. We do, however, should probably change the lineup up a bit. I don't want him batting third anymore against lefties or against righties. If we go to splits, let's look at splits versus righties. Yeah, he's got a 675 OPS against righties. Pacheco, Cartwright, Poisson. Maybe we do this. Do something like that. We do something like that against righties. So we should have... What's wrong with Kirilloff? Yeah, he wants to get re-signed. I don't know that I want to re-sign you. All right, so we have a day off, and then we have Houston for 3. The Astros 19-26 on the season. All right, so we have Acuna back in 2 days, which is nice. They're going Gunnar Hoagland, the former Oakland Athletic, as we look to get back to 500 again. We do. So we're 23-23. Jacob Stallings with a home run. Nick Castellanos with a home run. Up to 22 RBIs, 3 hits for Cartwright, 2 hits and an RBI for Pacheco. Gleason goes 5 to pick up the win. Garcia and Hansen lock it down. Can we move over 500 now? Or are we going to teeter-totter on that 500 mark? We do. We move back up over 500. Let's go. Martin Gonzalez will go to AAA. Acuna will come back up, and we will stick him immediately in the lineup as the backup second baseman and shortstop. He'll play a couple times a week. Get that glove in the lineup as often as we possibly can without sacrificing anything. He's a very good glove man. Hopefully he hits enough. He's only 22. So if that eye and discipline does improve, he's a pretty solid number 9 hitter. Contact isn't great, but all right, so we're 24-23. We are tied for first place, as we look for the sweep of the Astros. Thinking about it. And we get it. We beat them 9-2. Cartwright 3 for 4. Castellanos a couple of RBIs. Estrada 2 for 4. 3 runs knocked in. A lot of good happening in the lineup here today. Gomez a couple of hits. Webster goes 4. Kubicek out of the bullpen has been fantastic. Picks up the win. So we get a day off followed by a series in Baltimore and then against the Texas Rangers. Who's this? O'Neal Cruz, 3 home runs for the Pirates. All right, so I don't think we want to make any changes where things are looking pretty good right now. So I don't want to tweak anything while we're winning. Even Estrada, yeah. I mean, even the 22-year-old who had never played above A-ball is putting up almost an 800 OPS. I'll take that. Cartwright is settling into that. Yeah, I mean, if he walks 47 times a year, I'll take it. Because that's going to give you a 360 on base percentage when he's hitting 300. So, all right. Well, we've got 3 games at Baltimore. Where are the Orioles? Are they still up? They're 28-22 on the year, so not quite as good as they were a year ago. But let's see how this 3-game series goes. First game in Baltimore. We're on a 3-game winning streak, and that ends in a hurry. We lose the first game 10-2. Lose the second game 2-0. And do we fall back under 500? We do. We get swept in Baltimore. That sucks. All right, huge 6 games coming up here. 3 against Texas, 3 against Houston. So a good series could push us right back up into first or second place. Let's see how it goes. First game in Texas against the Rangers is another loss. So Sean Murphy wants to be the starter. So we've now lost 4 in a row after winning 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7. Typical Oakland A's fashion. We're probably going to lose all 5 of these games and go into next month on a 10-game losing streak. Nope, we win there. So we win that one 3-2. We score 2 in the 9th. Pinch hit RBI from Estrada, a double. Depperman gets the win. And we got the 3rd game of the series against the Rangers. Let's win this one. Let's win this one as well. Come on. 2-1. All right, so we win 3-2 and 2-1. So the pitching picks us up in the final 2 games of the series. Boxrucker goes 7 innings, gives up 1 run. So the offense doesn't get it done that series, but we're 2 games out of first place. We are at 500, half a game out of the wild card, in a very tight AL West. We got Hancock on the mound today. We got Hancock, Gleason, and Estes as we finish the month of May. So let's hope things go well. Game 1 in Houston with Hancock on the mound. 9-2 loss. Now Gleason on the mound. Damn. And now Estes. So we're 2 games under 500. Can we win the final game of the series, please? Or are we going to get swept? Nope, we win 11-2. The final game of the month. So we're going to end the month of May 1 game under 500, which is better than we were at the end of April. So that was not a terrible month. Santabria goes 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Poisson 3 for 5, 5 RBIs. Homers twice. So the average is a little light. He was 270 hitter the last couple seasons. This year he's on pace to hit 250, but the home runs and RBIs are right there. Everything else is still just down a little bit, but still a good month for him. Kenny Gomez, 3 for 5. Kirilloff continues to struggle. Estes goes the distance. Wow. 12 strikeouts. Good for him. Player development. Kubicek gets a little worse. Garcia gets a little worse. Estes gets a little worse. Boxrucker, a little bit of both. Murphy, Estrada. Munoz gets a little better. Cousin gets a little worse. That sucks. Aldridge gets a little worse. That sucks. Huerta gets a little worse. Pena get. Oh, come on. Ugh. Well, that stinks. All right. So your AL batter of the month it's Jose Ramirez. NL batter of the month, Jacoby Long. Pitcher of the month in the AL, Jerry O'Mara. Hansel Rincon in the NL. Yordani De Los Santos is your rookie of the month in the AL, and Carlos Duran, your rookie of the month in the National League. So we got the Yankees coming up, followed by the Twins here to start off June. I am going to sim through June like I normally do. If I make any deals, we'll go over them. We'll go over them at the beginning of July. So I'm going to sim June, and when we come back, it will be July 1. Be right back. Welcome back to July 1st, 2028, and your Oakland A's sit 44-41. We are a game out of first place. We are currently in the wild card. It was a pretty solid month for us. See all that green there? We were 16-12 for a second straight month, so 32-24 over the last 2 months. Some players played really, really well. We signed an extension for one of our players, and yeah, I mean, look at this. We're 7th in runs. We're 1st in batting average. Your Oakland Athletics lead the American League in batting average with a .258 team average. Our bullpen is 2nd, and our starters are coming along. It's a whole lot better than it was when we started this episode on May 1st. So let's first just look at the contract extension. We re-signed Sean Murphy to a 2-year, $10 million contract with a player option for the second year. We need a catcher, and Murphy is going to give us that defensive ability, and he'll run into a little bit of power. So we bring Sean Murphy back for less than what we ended up giving him up for. I think he wanted like 7 when we ended up trading him. So we bring him back at $5 million a year for the next 2 years. It's a reasonable contract. Offensively, it was a really good month. We had to call up Nick McLean because Sarabia went down for about 6 weeks with an injury. So Nick McLean is getting some starts out in left field now. Alex Kirilloff was hitting .230 with like 4 home runs or 6 home runs or something like that through May. Look at his batting splits in June. 280, 316, 634, 951 OPS, 153 OPS plus, hit 10 home runs, drove in 20 in the month of June. So he was really, really good for us. Poisson, his average is now above where he normally sits. On base a little bit light, slugging a little bit light, so that's why that OPS is down, but still on pace for 30 and 100 at third base. His fielding is, given that he made 3 errors on opening day, I will take that. Carlos Pacheco doing a nice job out of the leadoff spot. The on-base, actually, he's really not. He's actually not. A .307 on-base percentage. He's playing good defense, though, so we may want to think about taking him out of the leadoff spot. Juan Estrada, our Rule 5 guy's got that OPS up over 830 now. 268, 396, 423. Played more than I would like him to, given that he was a Rule 5 guy, but he's hitting, so I'm not going to complain. Cartwright's doing Nick Cartwright things, on pace for 55 doubles this season, a 285 average. Again, if he can walk 40 to 45 times on the year, I'll take it. That contact potential is back up to a 70 as well. Kenny Gomez has kind of busted out here a little bit this season, 290, 304, 460. He's never going to walk a lot with that eye and discipline. But, yeah, if you can hit 20 home runs, drive in almost 90 runs, hit 35 doubles, I will take it. Talked about Murphy. Gabriel Arias doing better than anticipated, 278 batting average. Castellanos has seen the average. It actually has dipped a bit. He was, you can see he was up here at 282 for a while, but he's got that OPS kind of right in line with his career average, 15 on pace for, not a lot of home runs, but again, that's Oakland for you. 15 home runs, 65 RBIs, 38 doubles, can still hit the ball, so things are going well. We talked about Kirilloff. Acuna's not really hitting much, but again, he's more of a bat than he is anything. I mean, I guess he's hitting fine. I take that back. 275, 315, 451. Stallings isn't hitting, so we're actually going to start to drop back how much he plays. Give Murphy some more starts. And then Reese Hens isn't hitting this season, so last year was I don't know, maybe it's time to send him down and give one of our younger players, give somebody else a chance to come up. I mean, Church, could Church play third? Maybe. I mean, in a pinch, yeah, so let's do this. Hintz can go down. And I'm holding off on calling up Arias and Parker for as long as I possibly can. So we'll see. Church will back up at first and third. Get out there once a week against righties, and then against lefties, he will back up there. Estrada will back up. Estrada will back up there, and Church will back up there. All right. Pitching started to come around, like I talked about. Nick Hansen just having an amazing season. 19 hits allowed in 36 innings, 44-9 walk to strikeout ratio. Cade Boxrucker's done a terrific job since we picked him up. 4-2 with a 3.23 ERA in his time with us. Estes, 3.82 ERA. He's won 10 games. What am I looking at here? I don't want to look at splits. He's won 10 games. Oh, so here we go. Gleason, 2.1 ERA, 2.1 WAR, 3.47 ERA, 114 Ks in 96 innings. We don't have enough money to re-sign him. We don't have to yet. We still have him for one more year of ARB, so hopefully we can kind of generate some income this season. Garcia, we took him out of the closer role, and he's been much better. I mean, you can see he's got a FIP of 2.01, so he's getting a little unlucky with a 3.81 BABIP, so hopefully he turns it around. Gage Webster's been okay. 4.83 ERA, 104 strikeouts in 72 innings. Estes 10-6, 4.02 ERA. Franklin's been really good as the closer. Depperman's been really good. Brule is settled down since that rough start. Kubicek has been good as a reliever. Hancock's been more than adequate as our number 5 starter, and then Nastrini and Way are kind of bringing up the rear. So maybe we could use a bullpen arm in the month of July. But again, the issue, finances, we don't have any money. So we're going to need, if we pick somebody up, we're going to need the, the AI to retain whatever is left of that contract. Victor Arano? I mean, can we get the Angels to trade us Victor Arano? All right, well, let's submit that offer, I guess. Player development. Gomez gets a little worse. Gru gets a little worse. That stuff drops to a 50. That's disappointing. All right. I hope we didn't stunt his growth by leaving him in Double-A, but Arias' potential or current power gets better. I don't know that he's really ever going to amount to much, so maybe we look to trade him. Jordan Fuentes gets better. I like that bat. Or that glove, rather. Alberto Hernandez is your AL batter of the month. Matt Olson in the NL, pitcher of the month. Nate Savino in the NL. Willie Garibay, rookie of the month in the AL. Alex Bailey in the NL. It's Garibay. So I'm going to try something. Let's see if we shop Arias, and I don't really want to shop Sarabia. I think at worst he's going to be a very, very good backup outfielder for us. So, yeah, I don't really want to put him in a trade offer, but what about LeBoy? Huh. Okay, so Arias has literally no value. Interesting. Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, let's look at internationals. We got a couple pitchers in here for the first time. Well, not really. Only 2 pitches. Marco Dionisio from the Dominican. I mean, we're going to look at batters because that's where, that's usually what happens. And I guess we take a run at Calasans. Let's offer him the 5 and be done with it. All right. So we got the draft coming up. We got the trade deadline coming up. And we're hanging around a game out of first place. So let's sim ahead a couple of days. And I forgot to move the All-Star game again. I don't have to set a reminder for myself to do that every single year. Because for some reason it's planting it around here, which is weird. All right. So game 1 of the month is a home game against the Blue Jays. 13-4 win. So they're not sure we have a player who can make that work. What if I give you cash? It's weird that they're saying we're close, but it's weird. I don't know. All right, so we put up a 13 spot. We were down 4-0, but battled back to pick up the win. Brule goes 3 2/3 shutout. Poisson, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 for 5. Pacheco, 2 for 2, 4 RBIs, 3 walks. Just as I say, he's not getting it done out of the leadoff spot. Reaches base 5 times. Arias, 2 hits, 3 runs knocked in. And we win 45. We win, and we are tied for first place now. Let's get to tomorrow. And we win again. We win 6-3. So we are 46-41 now. Cartwright 3 for 4. Pacheco's day-to-day with a sore back. McLean goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Estes improves to 11-6. Did we get our guy? We don't know yet. So we send Reese Hens down to AAA, and he hits 3 home runs in his first game back. Good for him. So we should get notification on that international guy once we get through today. Or no, we did. Melvin Calasans signs with the Oakland Athletics. Doesn't really have a position, but has a bat, and you can make that work. All right. Now we're up to 5th in runs scored, 9th in starters ERA. We have the best bullpen in the American League. How's our fielding this year? I feel like it's been better. Nope, it's actually been really bad. All right. I don't want to trade Sarabia, but if we can get a starting pitcher, maybe. Like not Nestor Cortez, though. Not Corey Oswalt. Cody Morris. I mean, he's okay. I wouldn't mind bringing in a Tim Anderson. All right, let's sim today. So we're in first place. Tied for first place with Seattle. 4 games up on Texas. 5 games up on the Angels. And, all right, so in order to complete this deal, they want a player I'm not willing to give up. Okay, well, that's fine. That is fine. You guys can go kick rocks. Yeah, Sarabia, high work ethic, low greed, 22-year-old outfielder who's never going to hit a ton, but that's a good bottom of the order bat. Which is something we may need. I mean, maybe we end up moving on from Kenny Gomez at some point down the road just because he's never, his glove is not that good, and maybe we can sacrifice the offense for the defense, as we move forward. Okay, so Jonathan Munoz is ready for AAA. I guess the ratings do. He's got a 50 contact. So, all right, well, let's try this again. Let's try to move Arias for, what do we got? Giovanni Gallegos making $8 million. I can't afford that. Wouldn't mind picking up a Camilo Doval. Would rather get Liam Hendricks. That's who I really want. Oakland can't afford that. All right, well, let's bump this up. New York can't afford it. If we gave them Arias and 10 grand. Come on. Yeah, again, nobody has any money. I mean, people are close to having money. Everybody's slightly under budget. There are a couple teams that are pretty substantially under budget, but yeah, everybody is short a little bit. So the Twins are rebuilding. So since they're rebuilding, I was going to say, do they have a relief pitcher that I would want? And they really don't. All right, we're going to keep simming. We're going to get up to the draft and go from there. So we got a 2-game set in Atlanta, followed by 4 at Texas. 3-1 loss. 2-1 victory. What do we got going on here? Poisson 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run in the 9th off of Karinchak to give us the win. Boxrucker pitches well. Depperman and Hansen continue to do their thing. Now we got a 4-game series against the Texas Rangers, who are 3.5 games behind us. This would be nice, just kind of put a stake in them right here if we can win all 4 in Texas, but it's unlikely. We win the first one, though, 6-5. So we're down 5-3 after 4, score 3 in the 6th. Hancock goes 3, doesn't pitch well, but the bullpen does what they're supposed to do. Cartwright 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Poisson, Gomez, and Arias each have 2 hits. Murphy scores 3 times. Arias drives in 3 runs. Nice. Game 2 in Texas. Another win. We've won 5 out of 6 to start the month of July. McLean, 3 for 5 with 6 RBIs. He hit 3 home runs in this one. Nick McLean with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs in this 10-5 victory. I'll take that. Murphy goes 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs himself. Gleason goes 3 2/3, gets pulled. Gives up 5 unearned runs. He's not hurt, right? Yeah, he just gave up 5 unearned runs. Brule gets the win. Look for our 3rd straight win in Texas with Estes on the mound. We get it, 9-3. Offense is cruising. Home runs from Gomez and Poisson. Poisson's up to 291 with 21 home runs already. On pace now for his best season with the bat. McLean follows up his 3 home run game with a 2 for 5. Pacheco walks 3 more times, so that on-base percentage climbing. It's gone up almost 30 points since I looked at that last. Estes is 12-6. And we look for the sweep of the Rangers as we move towards the draft. Can we get it? Can we get the sweep? We cannot. All right. So we're, 5.5 up on them now? Yep, 5.5 up on the Rangers, 2 games up on the Mariners. 5th best offense. We're 5th in runs scored, 5th in runs against. Gage Webster's probably been our worst starting pitcher this year. Oh, it's probably been Hancock, honestly. But, I mean, as our number 5, I'm fine with what Hancock's doing. Okay, so the All-Star game is here. It's just not listed. That's weird. All-Star game rosters. Who do we have from Oakland? Franklin and Hansen out of the bullpen. No surprise there that either of them made it. Do we have anybody offensively? Really? Not even Poisson, huh? So we have 2 relievers make it, and that is it. Interesting. All-Star prospects. Munoz and Parker as anticipated. That is it there. And it's time for the draft. Let's get to the draft. And it looked like another really, really good draft. So we are just going to jump right in. We are picking 17th. A lot of good pitching in this draft for the first time in a while. Look at the starting pitchers. I mean, there are 5 4.5-star starters. So let's just get to our pick. So we got Ayam bin Fahad, who's not really a starter with that 20 changeup, unfortunately. Alex Carmona. He's a starter. And he's a damn good starter. 3 good pitches. Curveball a little below average. Juan Castillo. Slider below average. Chase Miller looks okay. So I'm leaning Carmona, depending on what we have for hitters. I don't know that taking another bat is the right move here. I know you don't like to, you really shouldn't draft based on need, but we are in desperate need of pitching. Desperate need of young pitching. So I think that points then to Carmona. Alex Carmona. What does OSA think? I don't like him quite as much, but Alex Carmona I think is going to be that pitch. Is going to be that pick here in the first round for us. He only wants 2.6, which is awesome, below slot. So we get to our next pick. Chase Miller's still there. Again, I don't know if that changeup ever develops, though. That's the only problem. If the changeup develops, he's a really solid pitcher. If not, he's a reliever. What do we have for hitters? Roger Gonzalez. Again, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, these guys are okay. Wow. That is a glove. So Robbie Salinas is definitely an option with our next pick. I don't know that I'm comfortable taking him right now. Raul Fernandez looks okay. I think I'm going to take the pitcher, honestly, and hope that pitch actually develops. I don't know. I haven't looked. I guess you guys could tell me. Has that changed in and out of the park? 23, if that third pitch is a changeup, it doesn't develop? You know, because we could get burned and he could end up being a reliever, but yeah, there's still some good. There are still enough good hitters that I kind of feel like I need to take a pitcher here. He's impossible. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I could go after someone like Chase Jones, who is a bit of a lower ceiling kind of guy, but probably a little bit more of a sure thing because he's got 5 pitches. Isaiah Pearson. Kind of like Isaiah Pearson. A lot of good pitchers in this draft. Chase Miller is the best if the changeup develops. But I don't know if that changeup develops. OSA likes him even more than we do. It worries me that changeup doesn't develop and he's a 2-pitch pitcher. But high leader, high adaptability. We're going to take a shot at him. Chase Miller is the number 2 pick. Let's get to the 3rd round. And we still have some of those pitchers left, which is nice. It's going to be a pitcher-heavy draft, I think. Pearson, Cutter, and Wipeout Curry. I mean, he's a long ways away. 25s and 30s down the board, but they're both available. So I think we're going to take Pearson with this pick. A lefty, again, wants above slot, but we have the money for it. So Juan Arana, high work ethic. He's impossible. Tony Castillo, he's impossible. All right, so I think we might be done actively seeking out pitchers here. So let's look at some of the bats. And that shortstop is gone, which is unfortunate, but Alex Padilla, good bat, high leader, high work ethic. Sure. look at fielding ratings, infield range. Arizona. Yep. Again, over slot, but we have the money, so if we're not going to spend the money on free agents, then we may as well spend it on rookies, right? I guess. Ethan Farmer, high leader, high work ethic. Sure. Let's look at Al Duran first. Yeah, we'll go with Ethan Farmer. Catcher ability. Do we have any good catchers? High work ethic, 22 years old. Manny Gallegos. Sure. Excuse me. Individual pitch potential. Yeah, I don't know if that second round pick is going to work out. I'm concerned that we still have the issue with the third pitch being the changeup. But we need pitching. We need some pitching depth in our minors. So I figured take a shot, right? Take a shot and see what happens. I don't think we've drafted a pitcher in the first round. Yeah, I think that was the first pitcher we drafted in the first round. Sean Bird, high work ethic, 3 pitches. It's not even my pick. Let's get to our pick. Batting potential. Dylan Adkins, how is he as a hitter? He's okay. Just okay. So we still got a couple of decent looking bats here. Are any of them high work ethic kind of guys? He's a low work ethic kind of guy. High loyalty, low greed, low work ethic. Willie Rangel. Yep, we'll take him. Let's go back to fielding ratings. Again, looking for 18-year-olds with high work ethic that have some sort of hitting ability. Jordan Miranda, 18 years old, low work ethic. Miyazaki, sure. That goes to Brother Rice. It's in my neck of the woods. Anybody else? Al Duran. No, I don't want to pay him $700,000. There we go. Jose Moreno. We'll take Jose Moreno, and that will be our last pick of the draft. We'll let the AI do the final 9 rounds. And we get some pitchers. Finally, get some pitching depth. So we will offer everybody 5, 8, 6. So we should have enough still to sign him. We do. Okay, we're not going to have enough money to sign everybody. We're not going to be able to sign Arizona, which is fine. In fact, we may not even be able to sign Padilla, now that I think about it. Yeah, we're not. We're not even going to have enough money to sign Padilla. That's fine. We'll sign Carmona, Miller, and Pearson, bring in 3 starting pitchers, hopefully. And, yeah, so we're not going to have enough to do that. So we got $20 million in extension. So if we look at our salaries, is there anybody we want to extend? Stallings is retiring. Castellanos has been okay, but I don't want to re-sign him. Kirilloff, we're not going to re-sign him. Poisson, is he interested in talking long-term yet? 8, 13, and 15. If we go 6 years and we go 8, like something like this. Not enough zeros. My guess is we're not even going to get close with something like this, but we will ask. Yeah, he doesn't want more than the 1 year deal. Okay. Hancock, not yet. Depperman wants to come back. What does he want? 1.7 for 3 years. I'll do 2 at 1.4. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there's nobody else whose contract is up that I need to offer to, and there's nobody really that I want to try to extend super long term if I can help it, other than Gleason. But we have him for 1 more year. I mean, I could lock the contract down right now. I'm not paying him 9 years. I'll give him 5 years. Not enough zeros. I mean, he's not going to take this, but yeah. So he wants more money in those last seasons, so we're going to hold off. I mean, yeah, we're going to hold off. Just, I don't feel, I mean, he's pitched well, but I don't think that I don't think what he's given us is worth $30 million. Do you? I mean, 105 ERA plus, 14.7 WAR in 4.5 years. I don't know that that's worth $30 million. So we'll see what he does the rest of this year. We'll see what he does next season, and then we will decide. So, all right, what do we need? Offensively, we're in pretty good shape. I think if we are going to pick something up, it's going to be a pitcher. Riley Green. Lobert Arias. I can't afford the $9 million. Pick up Danny Jimenez. Bring him back to the fold. We had him way back in our first 3 seasons. You guys know me. I'm all about bringing in those popular players to get that fan interest bump. All about that. Austin Gomber. Oh, he's out for 11 months. Never mind. Cody Morris, no. Adam Oler, no. He's out for 6 months. He wouldn't have been a bad pickup either. Corey Taylor, Brubaker. Yeah, there's just not a lot here that would be an upgrade over what we. I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, Doval's an upgrade, Hendricks is an upgrade, but do we want to spend the money on that? I mean, I wouldn't mind Gallegos, but again, they got to retain, and I don't think they can or want. Oh, he's got 2 years left on his deal. And somebody had mentioned in the chat, I think it was Olaf, who said that there's an issue with the TV contracts, but in my last episode, you saw that every team was getting like $40 or $50 million from their TV contracts. So I don't know. That I can make. I don't know that I can make. I don't know if there's anything I can do. I don't know that there's a move I can make. All right, let's do it this way. I don't know that I can change it. I don't know that I mean, do I bump it to $70 million? Like, does that do anything? If we offer up Arias for a pitcher. And again, the issue is we don't have any money. So it's finding somebody who's willing to retain Doval's the one I want, but they would need to retain the entirety. And then I can give you Arias. Now, they would be over budget, so what if I gave you $150,000 to go along with it? Not happening. Interesting. Okay. What about Hendricks? Have to do better. How much better? That will not work. That will not work. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going to be busy at the trade deadline this year. I need to... If we look at... Yeah, I mean, we're making $50 million from national media, $21 million from local media. If we look at Arizona, $50 million from national media, $28 million from local media. Where are they spending their money? So they have money next year too. So it looks like most teams have money for next season. So I'm hopeful that next year things look a little better. All right. So I guess let's keep going. We got Houston coming up, followed by the Rangers. Houston, Texas, Houston. Then the Red Sox, then 4 against the Angels. So a lot of AL West baseball to be played here over the next couple of weeks. So a trade proposal. Yemen Lara for David Aldridge. No. Absolutely not. All right, so game 1 out of the All-Star break at home against Houston is a 9-2 win. 2 for 4 for Poisson. Gomez has 3 hits. Kirilloff drives in 3. Cartwright has 3 hits, scores 3 runs. Gomez, Kirilloff, and Cartwright all homer. Boxrucker with another victory. Let's go. Herman Marquez, game 2 of this series. And we got 6 home games, so, maybe a 4-2, 5-1 homestand would be really nice. We've won the first 2, and now we've got Gleason and Estes coming out. Pacheco's got that average up to 270. It's his 11th home run. Acuna, a couple of hits. Hancock, 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Game 3 of the series, we're looking for the sweep over the Astros. We don't get it, so we lose with Gleason on the mound. Drops to 8-7. All right, so we're at home now against the Rangers. Estes on the hill. We win 3-1. RBIs from Poisson and Murphy. Kirilloff, a couple of hits. Estes goes 8. So we are like 8-2 this month? 9-3 so far in the month of July. That'll play. Game 2 against the Rangers. I am recording, right? Yep. It's a 3-2 loss. Depperman signs his contract. Fan increase. Pearson signs. Miller signs. So we lose the game, but Carmona, Miller, and Pearson all sign. They're all 3 are all of a sudden the 3 best pitching prospects we have on our team. Looking forward to Carmona. Hopefully Miller's changeup develops and he becomes more than a 2-pitch pitcher. Who is on the trade block for the Red Sox? Is that Gilberto? Danny Jimenez. I know he is, but I can't afford him. Retain his contract, and I'll take him. $250. Can't think of a good reason not. Here, you want Carlos Franco. I know you do. So, $425. Here, we're just going to submit that and see what sort of... I mean, we're probably going to get the I don't think you have a player who can make this work answer, but... So we're looking to take the series against Texas at home. Looking for a 4-2 home stand. And we get it? Yeah, no way. Don't have a player. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make any deals this year, which is fine. I mean, we made the deals we needed to make in the offseason, and things are looking up for us right now. We get home runs from Poisson and Castellanos. Boxrucker goes an inning, gets knocked out with a sore ankle. Beckway gets the win. Nastrini gets hit pretty hard, but the rest of the bullpen does their job. We got 4 games at Houston coming up. Yeah, I mean, we'll get through the Texas series, I guess. Or maybe we'll get through the Red Sox series. We'll get through this road trip. And then we'll try one more time. We'll see if there's anything we can do. Game 1 in Houston is a 5-3 loss. Game 2 in Houston is a 2-1 loss. So we're 2-4 in our last 6. Let's end that losing streak right here, fellas. Nope. We've lost 3 straight in Texas. Or in Houston, rather. There we go. We bounced back with a 4-3 extra inning win. That was a much-needed victory. Webster goes 5 shutout. Bullpen gives up a little bit there, but manages to rein it in a bit. So we're a half game up on the Mariners, 2.5 up on the Angels, and then the Red Sox are 51-52. They're a couple games out of the wild card. So this is a series where we'd really like to take 2 out of 3. We lose the first one 7-6. Not ideal. Game 2. Yes, it's been the roughest patch we've had in a while here. That's 2-5 in our last 7. 2-5 in our last 7. Make it 2-6 in our last 8. 2-7 in our last 9 games. We get swept in Boston. We lose 3 out of 4 to Houston. And we are tied for first place with the Angels and the Mariners in the AL West. We get Sanabria back in 3 days. Let's sim this day real quick. So, I mean, offensively, obviously, you could use a jump start. And I mean, I'm not gonna make a move for an outfielder. We get Sanabria back. Our catching situation is fine with Murphy. Kirilloff has gone the wrong way after a very, very good June. $197 in July. Parker is absolutely destroying AAA. There's no logical reason for me to leave him in AAA. Munoz still getting his feet wet in AAA. Sarabia, we will call up to AAA now as well. No reason to leave him in AA. Not entirely sure what to do. Because we can't trade for any of these players. I would like to bring Jimenez back, but Red Sox don't have any money. Let me do that, and when do we give you $3 million? Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to make a move here. Now, this is going to be a light season in terms of trades. It is what it is. So we got, God, who is this? Evan Lewis. Holy crap. 14-2, 279. Okay. So we're going to finish off the episode with 4 games at home versus LA, 1 against the Red Sox. So we can either walk out of this up by 4 games, down by 4 games, or someplace in the middle. We've lost 6 out of 7. We win the first game of the series 6-1. That's huge. Acuna, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Cartwright, a couple of hits. McLean, a couple of hits. Estes is 14-7. So we got a double header today with Ohtani and Lewis going. So let's hope we come out of this 58-51. Let's see what happens. 57-52. So we lost the first game, which isn't a surprise. We actually lost the game that Ohtani started. Franklin blew the save. We gave up 3 runs in the 9th. We almost swept the doubleheader there. McLean 3 for 4, 4 RBIs. He's played really well since we've called him up. Boxrucker is 6-2. Final game of the series against LA. Can we take 3 out of 4? No, we lose 3-2, and we got to bring Sanabria back. I mean, McLean is the obvious option. Yeah, it's got to be McLean. Nope, McLean's not going to go on the DL. He's going to go to AAA. Sanabria will come up and go back into our lineup in left. All right, so it is the 30th. We're a half game out of first place. We are still the top wild card team, or I guess the number 2 wild card team. 3.5 games behind the Orioles. So the final game of this episode, we could be tied for first place. We could be a game and a half out. We could be, I don't know if the Angels are playing today. So we could either be up by half a game, down by a game and a half, tied, or in third place. After we sim this game at home against the Red Sox. With Gleason on the mound at 8-9. 8-10. So we lose 6-5. Not good. We get 3 hits from Cartwright, 2 from Poisson and Gomez. And we are indeed a game and a half out of first place. We are in that second wild card spot, or that third wild card spot, a half game behind the Red Sox, half game up on the Mariners, 2 games up on the Royals. It's going to be a dogfight, guys, and a dogfight that I'm going to bring you next episode. I am not going to sim August and September. That will be the next episode. So next episode will be August, September, and hopefully a playoff appearance. So Kubicek gets better. Hancock gets better. Gleason gets a little worse. Garcia gets better. Estes gets better. Church gets better. Parker gets better. And then a bunch of guys in the minors. David Jackson. Colby Mayo, your AL batter of the month. Acuna is your batter of the month in the NL. Alek Manoah, pitcher of the month in the AL. Luke Sebesta is your pitcher of the month in the NL. Carlos Pacheco is your rookie of the month in the AL. And Kyle McCoy is your rookie of the month in the NL. Reese Hins wins your batter of the month in AAA. So we're 57-54. Both of my top prospects are absolutely destroying AAA right now. Munoz isn't hitting for much power, so I would like to see that power come along before I call him up, but he's hitting 340 in his first 20 games, while Kevin Parker is at 330, 416, 584. That is a 1,000 OPS, 3.2 WAR in 91 games. I know he's angry. He'll be up before the year is complete. Pacheco having a good rookie campaign for us. Cartwright following up his rookie season with another solid one here. Poisson continues to mash, on pace for 34 and 118. Kenny Gomez having a nice year. 20 home runs, 80 knocked in. Castellanos doing okay. Slightly above average with the bat. Kirilloff has struggled a bit this year, but still on pace for 26 home runs and 90 runs knocked in. Sanabria having a down season compared to last year. Hopefully that's just due to the injury and he comes back strong. He does have low work ethic, so I don't know how long we stick with him if the ratings don't stay where they are. Sean Murphy doing okay, doing fine as our starting catcher. And Gabriel Arias having a better offensive season than he had a year ago by far. Yeah, offense looks pretty good. Juan Estrada, again, our Rule 5 kid from last year, hitting the ball better than anticipated. And pitching-wise, things look good. Gleason pitching well. Boxrucker, Estes, Webster all pitching well. Emerson Hancock is our number 5, doing a good job. Yeah, so our pitching staff has been pretty solid. We just have to hope that we can maintain. Joey Estes has got to be on pace for 20 wins, right? He's already got 14. He's on pace to go 20-10. Okay. He signed for, I think, 3 more years. Yeah, 3 years after this one. Last one's a team option. So, so things are looking pretty good, guys. Attendance is up nearly almost 7,000. We're generating an additional 31% revenue per game. Our fan interest at a 68. Hopefully we can make the playoffs for the second straight season, get a market size bump or a fan interest bump, and that will increase our budget, which will allow us to spend a little more money, which allows us to increase the payroll or increase the ticket prices a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the support. We are closing in, so close to 1,000 subs. I think last time I checked, I was sitting at 968 or 967 or something like that. So we are closing in on it. So just a few more, and we'll get to 1,000. So guys, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I'll talk to everybody soon.